Hello guys, welcome back for another video. Hope you're doing well and let's dive in. So as you can see, we have Bitcoins at $69,000 and $500 basically. Didn't move much since yesterday. Ethereum as well, flat with $2,500. And overall, the market sentiment is pretty nothing much happening since then. Especially we had like a lot of liquidations from the end of October in anticipation of the election. So as we know, it's going to happen in a few days. I think the market just wait for it and it will react from there, depending on the sentiment. You can call it the calm before the storm. Let's go a bit deeper in the chart. As you can see, this one that I'm showing you right now is the Bitcoins on the daily. So bigger time frame just to have a better understanding that are we on a trend or sideways. And you can see we're in a sideways. We've been in sideways for the past 6 months. So the more we are in the accumulation phase, the better, because we're going to have a lot of resistance and support for if we need to retest one day those levels. But once we break like this important area around like the 73K, we may fly. So that's why it may be correlate with the elections that we are, I think it's on November, the 5th of November, if I remember well. And I zoomed out. So this one, you can see we are on the monthly and you see that this is very critical area. So time will tell, but you see we had like a big uptrend, then like a little retest, and it maybe do like a cup and handle, you know? So these formations can be really bullish, especially when we are on a monthly bigger time frame. We're gonna see how it plays out, but definitely I would not be surprised to see a test if we break this resistance like in the 80s, thousands. That doable, especially if we have a good momentum with some good narrative back it up, you know? So like I say, time will tell what it is. So this one is the coin dominance. So how much dominance the Bitcoin's dominance has in the market. And we see we are still around 60%. It dropped a little bit, but it's pretty high. If we start to see rejections around the 60% from this market, the liquidity has going to flow somewhere. And I'm pretty sure it's not going to flow in the stable coins. It's going to flow in the large cap, mid cap, and risky degens and all meme coins. Depending the narrative, you know, there is always like a circle, a loop, I should say. But because the more people get in this market, the more they try to anticipating. So people already in a big altcoins and position because they know that usually Q4 is very bullish for on space time as well with Dell. But yes, a lot of people from what I read and understanding, they're already full in and ready to go in altcoins just to anticipating this 60% of the dominance of Bitcoins. And same as well, you know, you can see the Bitcoin's dominance on the monthly. So you can see from the previous bull run in 2021, we were around hanging like 70%, right? Around there. The first top and then the double top, and then we enter in a bear market accumulations, and then we went on the way up to the halvings and so on. So why are we only on the 60%, and why we potentially we can go to 70? But my thoughts on that is we've been, the more this market evolving, the more we have big technology that's coming, a lot of communities, devs that building cool projects where liquidity didn't move, or instead of being on Bitcoin, they went straight on the bear market to accumulate as much as good projects, and the project that were already did like 1 or 2 cycles as a kind of showing their resilience and to be anti-fragile from this market. So I suspect that are we gonna see a higher percentage of Bitcoins? Probably, maybe, but because this market, like I say, evolving, maybe the money already are in altcoins and they're gonna flow back into Bitcoin right now. So, and you can see it here was a really big support resistance. So like I said, we never know, but for me and my feeling and following my intuitions, I think 60 is already really high from the uptrend. So everything that what comes up must come down. See, but that's my thoughts about where we are at the moment with coins, with the election that we had a lot of liquidation in the market. Now we are kind of found on local top. We are on local bottom. We've been side ranging, waiting for news to align with the charts. And I think, yes, we are due for a pump because on a bigger picture, 6 months of accumulations, and no joke, guys, we got like ETF, we got issue with inflation. So money is going to be cheaper to get. So investors can get loans cheaper. So they're going to flow all this capital to try to get some yield on the left, on the right, and go on the riskier assets. You get the points. So yes, and here as well, you can see the M2, the money supply, on a trend up. And it tend to follow as well the Bitcoins. And and you can see this little curve here, right? It's on a big time frame, on the monthly, but as long as the M2 money supply is going up, it's always been like a really good indicator that we are good. MACD, you see, on ending this trend too. So the momentum should going up, and the reason it should go up, same that I say about these rate cuts. Rate cuts going to be cut until September 2025. So I'll let you draw this picture in your mind. If money is cheaper, people try to get it, and usually it's mean M2 going up. As simple as that, or at least not simple, but when you know, you know. And look, I've got so many little video, and let's start with this one. So this one is like a CBS news talking about why politicians need to be pro-crypto. And you know, I don't go through politics, it's not my, but you can see that this bull run is a bit different because politics is involved. We are good on the side, leave us alone, but we say, no, we don't want you. We don't want you guys, you know, just stay in your politics. We don't want. But they keep coming. They keep coming. We say, no. You're gonna bring some troubles, but that's the real story of this bull run. It's great because it's great. We don't know the real purpose behind it, but at least it's evolving the market. We need, unfortunately, to go through this, more regulations to bring more people on board. But yes, so let's dive in on this one.
They could really move the needle in a presidential election. And a key reason is that crypto has become increasingly more mainstream. How a candidate plans to approach the space could really impact their vote. So I want to put some numbers behind it because I'm always a business nerd, right? So anywhere between 7 and 21% of Americans have invested in crypto. So on the 21%. Low end, that's 18 million people. On the high, that's 50 million people, right? Any way you slice it, that's a lot. Of those, close to 75% said they're going to consider a presidential candidate's stance when voting. So look, this could really play a big role in battleground states. For example, the Stand with Crypto PAC is standing with what they're calling crypto advocates. In Arizona and Georgia, they already have more than 30,000 advocates, way more than the number of votes that Biden won in those states by. And because of those potential voters, right, the crypto money is flooding in like we have never seen before. The pro-crypto PAC Fair Shake, it's raised over $200 million this cycle. That's one of the top PACs in terms of funds raised. So look, the takeaway here is if crypto owners are single issue voters, they could actually play a role in picking the next president.
Is there a candidate who is considered to be better for the crypto world?
So look, I think it's a mix. Okay, so former President Trump has kind of styled himself as the pro-crypto candidate. He has put forth a number of policies, adding Bitcoin as a strategic reserve, which like we hold gold, for example. Well. He's also really focused on light touch regulation. I will highlight, like a couple of years ago, he was saying crypto's a scam. So this has been a 180. The people that I'm talking to in the industry are saying, look, I don't know if he's really going to go through with this. VP Harris has not taken an official stance. She has met with industry leaders, but the Biden-Harris administration has been perceived as very anti-crypto by the industry. So we're not really sure what the administration would look like. I'll leave you with this, though. Bitcoin, with President Trump's chances, it trends up. It's kind of like a meme stock. So that's something to keep your eye on.
So true, you know. And it's so true, you know, like I say, politics, you can feel like the politics is very involved on this one. But because like people are investing in crypto and risky assets, know how it is important because we have weight in the voting currently, and you can see it's been mentioned like left and right. So it's good to spread awareness because we know that we're heading to the digitalized world anyway, and it's money that you can cross all over the world. So yes, you need to see the vision in certain way, and all the people who's been in crypto, interesting in general in technologies, we have better conversations or discussions or easier to make people understanding. But yes, I found a cool video. It's like a giant Bitcoin logo display on the Las Vegas. So you see, it seems not much for people because now they see, but this is amazing, guys. Remember where we come from. This. How would you have you thought that would happen? Like let's say 5, 6 years ago when we were attacked like from everywhere, even like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, or sometimes I see like people with projector with lights. They put like big logo on central banks, So, but central bank deserve it. Oh, and hopefully they look straight in the light. But yes, you see, it's more than just cryptocurrency. When you're understanding and you study, you spend hours to study by yourself. You need to do your own research, have multiple sources where you found your information, then make your own mind about it. The more you study, the more you're understanding that this purpose is closer than freedom, to have your own result, own ownership, to be in control of your finance, to investing in yourself, and to try to escape the modern slavery. That's just my 2 cents, guys. Another little one, because it's around the elections at the moment, so it's always to have, like I say, 1 or 2 thoughts from different people around the elections. Every day we're here to learn something new, to understanding different perspectives, and for myself as well, like that. In 4 years' time, I will know a little bit better about when we are near.
The both parties are lost and quite friendly. What's going to happen? I'm not really somebody that's interested in politics. I just think that what's out helps out the connected and self-sovereign Bitcoin. And of course, with Bitcoin, we have one of the lot important tools and real more direct.
I think it's important. I'm not in the US, so I don't have any weight on it, but it's always good to try to understanding a little bit. And this one is a quick one, but pretty cool. Like I say, very minded people, very smart people in this industry. And the more you get from and you learn, sometimes here left and right, the better you get. So this is Jack Dorsey. The Bitcoin white paper is one of the most seminal work.
There's no one person setting the direction.
And that's true.
Oh. And there's no one person on the other side that can stop it. So we have something that is pretty organic in nature and very principled in its original design. And I think the Bitcoin white paper is one of the most seminal works of computer science in the last 20, 30 years. It's poetry.
Yes.
I think the most beautiful thing about it.
The beauty with Bitcoin is just in terms of technology and evolutions and innovations, amazing. For the past 30 years, if you say what's the most impressive, for myself, it's just like how money evolving and how it's going to disrupt the old world and how we're going to the new world, because we need to have that to get better in terms of society. It's just amazing, like electricity, how it changed the world, and many, many other things. Tech, AI as well is pretty big. So sometime in my channel, you're going to see we always sometimes find some news that is correlated with crypto, AI, technology, and so on. So you get the point. If you guys are interested, same as usual, Dynamic Nexus Crypto, it's where you find the news, those type of content, doing live stream. You can find me on YouTube, TikTok, Twitter. It's where I'm hanging the most and try to connect with the really minded people and try to invest in myself every day, try to learning a little bit better, to get better at what I'm doing here. And because this market never sleeps, so if you sleep, you're going to be late. So yes, let's move on. This, on good old friend from MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor. So MicroStrategy just announced it like 42 billion power move. Just keep, he's so smart, guys. So smart.
Treasury bill, probably U.S. Treasury short dated, or I can buy my stock back, or I can buy Bitcoin. And as a practical matter, I don't really think there's that much else you could do. Oh, you could dividend out your capital. And so,
And quick, guys, remember the way that we're interacting with businesses, the way that we're interacting each other, like just random people, but like on this, for this video, mostly for the businesses. I'm pretty sure that like the business, the way that are created, the way that we run them, and the way that, like you say, like you manage them, it's totally different. Totally different. It's gonna be like, you know, next generation, they say, what the fuck was that?
Those are really your choices for the most part. That's what the big tech companies do. So the interesting question is, at what rate do I go from buying my stock back, where I'm basically capitalizing my equity, or do I
Pay attention.
buy the treasury bill, which is capitalizing sovereign debt, or do I go to buy Bitcoin, which is digital, capitalizing in Bitcoin? And that's a regulatory issue. And that's also an issue of corporate finance doctrine. Like, when will business schools start to teach CFOs that they should take all of their flows and buy Bitcoin with them, or half their cash flows and buy Bitcoin with them? And if that changes, then Bitcoin monetizes much faster.
Yeah, you see, and one thing as well, you know, like, because all your content and the way that all the important papers in terms of like logistics to trust and to verify, everything has to go through schools that they have to pay. So everything is rigged, and they say you have to do that way, you know, and that's why they control like basically the majority of people. And with all those innovations, let me tell you, like I said, just probability, but if you see vision, if you're a bit visionary to say, okay, where we're heading next in the next 10, 20 years, I think it's going to be a revo. So the only good thing that they teach me, because I'm French, it's about like revolutions in school. But other than that, that's the only thing that it's, yes, anyway. And so this one, so if you want to know more, politicians have been like changing their mind on crypto. So this is kind of information that Washington, D.C. has been hearing about Bitcoin for the last 12 years. You see, they laugh at you, they fight you, and then you win. Because the more you study, the more you understanding that it's for better in this world. And the people are still very contrarian. It's because they got like too much on, how can I say that? They got like too much to lose from their current business, or they get kind of up in certain way, because it's not about like money and freedom, but it's about like power to control people. And this is like anytime that you're going to see people who say, oh no, this is not good, we need to shut it down and whatever. If there is one thing, because he got like too much stakes, but you don't want like anything good for the society, or it's about like power and just control freak, to be honest. So listen up, guys.
If you want to acquire something, it has to go up in price. Just like when an artist dies.
Don't get fooled, guys.
People pay $3 million for some spray paint on bricks in a place in London because Banksy says he did. Right? But don't give me a story about there's no value to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is valuable because people believe it's valuable. That's the only reason the dollar has value, because everybody in this room thinks the dollar has value. Bitcoin is an asset class. It's the perfect asset. It's hard money. That's something I believe you'll see. Countries hold Bitcoin. You'll see more and more companies like Mara, like MicroStrategy, like lots of other companies hold Bitcoin. You'll see financial institutions hold Bitcoin. And as soon as the banks in the US are able to custody and collateralize Bitcoin, the price of Bitcoin will set.
Yeah, and like you say, you know, on one way, yes, of course, it's like built on beliefs, you know, belief systems, like the dollar. But the purpose of it is because it's decentralized, it's more fair, and I think it's going to be better for the world, because it's not like only a few entities that can control and rig more, or it's going to be, or at least make more difficult, because everyone's going to have power of the way that thing can evolve. And yes, it's just, that's why I love so much crypto, guys. But yes, so this one was a really good one. That's why like every day I keep up with like those type of content, interacting. Let me know if you found some value. This is amazing. If you have questions, less interacting. I try to be like a nice community, and you know, we try to learn each other. It's a brand new, you are still early. It's a brand new, you know, assets, innovations, technologies, and see Bitcoins as money, one thing, but see it more as a commodity. See it at a gold, but a better gold. And in life, like if you are in a jungle, you need to adapt. If you don't adapt, the tiger is behind you and just gonna try to eat you. So that's why like Bitcoin is better in terms of security, censorship, ownership, transferable, divisible. So you can do everything, and yes. So now, little things for all the crypto guys. Where are we? Where are we heading? I feel like, yeah, overall, we are kind of optimistic, even for myself, because we know like history doesn't repeat itself, but it tends to rhymes. And we know that usually after the bear market, we get halving events. And after it takes usually like 6 months. So that's why we had this front run. We went too quick. So that's why we had like this accumulation for the past 6 months. So this is great. It's very healthy for this market. For myself, I see it's good. Patience is key. Just sit on your hand and don't do anything. Sometimes it's the best risk management to do. And sometimes as well, less is more. You know, you don't need to do 1,000 things during the day. Just less is more. You know, so if you don't need to trade every day if you want to. You know. So yes, I believe, you know, we are on the optimism phase. And, you know, like when it's euphoria, it's difficult to have a clear mind. So that's why you need to have your strategy in place, a good plan, good visions, and yes, and be grateful to be who you are. And don't be too greedy, guys. It's so important, you know. So that's why I like those image that I'm going to use in my videos, because it reminds me as well for me, but for the people just to say, okay, where we are. So at the moment, we are not in the euphoria. You can see that everybody is still partying and not too much people, you know, watching videos, and it's very calm. So yes, we've got times, but not too much. And guys, just in case, be careful, because this is the perfect to say about meme coins and risky assets. So always have a good risk management, but everything is according to the plan until. Okay, I think that summarizes the thing pretty well. If something is too good to be true, or if you think everything's gonna be according to the plan, that you're gonna have this amazing sandwich, something's gonna make you and put you on the wrong path. If you go in the meme coins, you may have not enough liquidity to take profits, and someone else gonna take it. Just be careful, guys. This. Pause on this one. So yes, again, you know, so crypto, Dynamic Nexus Crypto, join the community. This news as well. Oh, yes, I forget about this one. Let me know, are you bullish for all the people who've been in this industry and understanding about the ETF? Look, guys, BlackRock bought another 2.1 billion worth of Bitcoin this week. Not like $100, $1,000, 100 billions. Those people are the asset manager that rule the world in certain way, you know? That if something has to be done or has to take in certain way, they have a heavy weight in the conversations that I'm not a big fan of. I'm gonna be real honest with you. In a way, it's good because it's bring attention to the media, and it's cool that we deserve it, because we've been trying to push this industry for many years now. But you know that what they really intentions behind it. Is it for the population and the massive, or is that for little, very close circle of certain people or entities that already been doing what they do? So yes, pay attention. But one thing that, like I say, it's a free market, so everyone has their own chance to compete with banks, institutions, big investor, fund manager. So you can be a little, you know, like everybody is welcome. It just work hard, find a way, educate yourself, and then move. You know, act. Acting is something, you know, you can have all the knowledge, but if you don't take actions, all the knowledge that you have, nothing's going never gonna go anywhere, you know. So it's little advice for you, you know, like everything that you learn on this video, but as well like in other people or just in life in general, take action, guys. Take action, or nothing going to change. So you see, and yesterday the spot Bitcoin ETF $4 million outflow. Yes, so outflow for what? Okay, so guys, that's why we have this dump from the market. People too bullish and too greedy, so what they've done, they did over leveraging. People see the market, so they chase them down. And the outflow of 54 millions that make, because it's like spot ETF, right? So they have to sell the Bitcoins. or they may have a system to rebuy back on the sideways just to don't lose the level where they accumulate them, but you get the point. So that's why when you see a big dump like this with like a full body candle with a big volumes, is usually like with ETF outflow and a mix with fear in the market and over leveraging. So that's why you see, always you learn something, and sometimes you don't understand everything, but keep rinse and repeat, and we're gonna get better at it. Oops, little like, good. And yes, you know, for all this feeling, but you know, it's like always like this, you know. So you're gonna learn. It's about like psychology, and what comes up must come down, and just have a good risk management. But we are due for a pump, guys. Can you see this candle to 80, 90K? 100%, you know. So congratulations for all the crypto bro who's been in this market for, you know, that survives the bear market, that are more resilient, that learn a lot of things, that are better at what they're doing. So you can you can pat you on the back because, bro, you deserve it, you know. You deserve it, you deserve it. And yes, news as well from Boys Not New, huh? Was like back and forth, you know, a lot of news and expectations. But yes, with what's happening with like the control in general. But like, yeah, Bitcoin mining is now legal in Russia. So with all the BRICS, with all the, you know, China's and all the, how do you say in English? Damn it. You know, when you have like people who, alliance, guys, where you have like a few big countries. So BRICS is huge. And I'm sure that in the next 10 or so years, everything's going to have and go through trades with wild currencies that are pretty much the same, aka Bitcoins or other technologies, back up with don't trust but verify technologies. So that was like from Putin News. And just keep in mind that as I pay attention, you are still early, guys, but how exciting it is for the next 50 years. All big company accumulating countries that change the world, mixing with AI. And we are just that Bitcoin has the same number of users that the internet that was back in 1997. So I leave you this with you there. Sit down somewhere, go touch some grass and think about this outside in the park, and to say, okay, it has the same amount of people like in internet in 1997, where from 97 to 2024, how big the improvements and how internet changed the lives of people. Yes, and next time I'm gonna include it because all the time I've been using like the internet example, but yesterday I used electricity. Electricity, internet, 1997, we are in 2024. I'll leave you with that. I think it's a good seminar for a weekend. And on a good friends, maker seller at his party or a party of a friends, and they don't know that I'm buying $42 billion in Bitcoins. And that's the reality. The more we have people like Michael Saylor that step in, the better it's gonna be because they're going to have weight, but it's for a good purpose. I would rather have a big company and smarter mind like Michael Saylor, because the amount of interview that he's done, you can see that he tried to bring a good purpose and to bring a good light, right? But when I hear about BlackRock, I'm like, yeah, it's great because it helps to move the Bitcoins and all this industry forward. But what's real intentions behind it? Because at closed door, he's got meeting with maybe not the best intended people that won't do good for this world. And I just leave that here. But guys, if you like this type of video, like I said, don't forget to subscribe. Leave a like. It's give me a lot of support because it takes me a lot of time to make those videos. And if you found value, please share to someone. Sharing is caring in life. And like I always try to explain in my videos, it's a big purpose. We know that we're heading on a digitalized world. So yes, if it resonates with you, please, thank you so much. And I wish you to have a fantastic weekend. See you soon for another video. Bye bye, guys.